we go. We're going to graph this function through, whoops, look at that. I started off wrong. We're going to do cosecant. But really, we're going to start with the sine value. So that's kind of what I got in my head. We're really, even though we're graphing cosecant, the very first thing we're going to do is graph the sine function. And just imagine that it says 3 sine of 2x minus 1. So the way we did that before was that I asked you guys to create a box that would encapsulate one period. Pardon my lack of straight lines there. And so we should be able to look at this, and a quick reminder, A, B, and D, and therefore C equals 0, so there's no phase shift that we need to worry about. We know that the middle of the function is -1, so I'm going to put like a little dotted line down here just so you can see it. If I was doing this by hand, I would do it really lightly because this isn't the important part of the graph. What's to come is the important part. I know that the top of my graph is 3, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, well, it's going to be 3 above -1, so it's going to be up here. Is going to be the top of my graph. And the bottom of my graph is going to be -1 minus 3, which is -4. So that's the bottom of my graph. So then I'm going to label those. Nope. 2 and -4. Right? Because it's the middle is -1, up 3 and down 3 because of the amplitude. And now I need to figure out what the period is, and the period is based off of B. And we know that 2 pi divided by B is the period, so the period is pi. I am going to I'm going to go 8 units for pi. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't really matter, but that's where I would like to have it, right? And then we could say that out here somewhere is 2 pi. I might have miscounted, but we can deal with that, I hope. And pardon me, let me get the lights back on. So now we're going to sketch this graph. And we realize that cosecant, really we're graphing sine, and sine is starts in the middle and goes up. So it's going to start in the middle and it's going to go up. That means it's going to end in the middle. Halfway between pi and 0, it's going to be in the middle. So this is going to be pi over 2. It's going to be in the middle. And then halfway in between pi over 2 and 0, it's going to be at the top. And then it's going to be at the bottom there. So now I'm going to sketch my graph. And again, if I had a way to do this really lightly, I totally would. So this is my sine graph. So now all I have to do is just like that previous video, I got to just figure out the cosecant part of it. So here's the slight difference. These should be zeros. These points, this point, and I don't know why that did that. No. Why did exit? No. Cancel. These points here would be where the function would be 0, so those are going to be my vertical asymptotes, right along the midline. And then from there, I just need to sketch these things that look like parabolas. So there it is. That's the graph. The thing in red is the graph. If I really wanted to get technical with it, I guess I could go back and try to erase all of this because that is irrelevant. It's just the red part. Okay. So that's cosecant. We'll do secant next.